We've got Manchester City versus Arsenal this weekend, guys. How do you guys think this game's going to go? Hello guys and welcome to Stevie TV. We have got plenty of predictions to go through in this Premier League preview, which is for game week 5. But before we get into the predictions, guys, make sure we like the video, make sure we subscribe to the channel if you are new, and also please share it out. If you share it out, guys, we get some new people in as many times as possible, and maybe they'll even subscribe as well. So make sure we share the video and help the channel out. Right, first game. The first game, West Ham versus Chelsea at the London Stadium. Being at the London Stadium, I think it could be a tough game for Chelsea, but I do see Chelsea getting the 1-0 win in this one, and I'm going to say that someone like Jackson, I can imagine Jackson getting the winning goal in this, but players like Felix and Kunku, they are good players, they just need to find their way in the team. Obviously, Sancho's turning up for him at the moment in that for the game the other week. I'm going with that 1-0 win. Aston Villa versus Wolves in the next game, and I'm going to go with the highest score of the weekend. I'm going to go 4-1 to Aston Villa. Wolves, they look okay, but I still think they're going to get relegated this season. They lost 2-1 to Newcastle on Sunday, and I think Wolves aren't there. They've not got enough quality about them to get this win against Villa. Villa have a great side. They did struggle against Everton. They went 2-0 down, but turned it around and won 3-2, which is going to do good for confidence for them. And that Duran goals, guys. That Duran goal, what a rocket. Goal of the season contender right there. But yeah, 4-1 to Aston Villa. I can see Duran getting on the score sheet again. Next game is Fulham versus Newcastle. And I'm going to go with a Newcastle win here. I'm going to go 2-0. I think Fulham got a draw in their last game against West Ham, so they can play quite well and get a result. I just think Newcastle have got far too much quality about them. And they're picking up the victories. They're still unbeaten. They're 3 wins and 1 draw. So Newcastle are going to get another 3 points in. Leicester versus Everton next. As we all know, Everton have gone 2-0 up and lost 3-2 in the last 2 games in the Premier League. So they're proving that they can score goals, but their defence is leaking massively. It is not good at all. And it's going to knock the confidence of the players. It's looking like they're going to struggle and may even get relegated this season as well. As for Leicester, Leicester got a 2-2 draw in the last game. So they can grind out a result. But this is a team of similar qualities, I think. I think it's going to be quite close. But I'm going to go with a draw in this one. I'm going to go 1-1. I think Everton can finally pull out a result. Maybe even get the win. But I'm going to go 1-1 and stick with that. Next game is Liverpool and Bournemouth. And obviously Liverpool with a shock defeat in the last game out against Forest. Callum Hudson-Odoi with a goal there. Liverpool need to bounce back in this one, and I think they will do. I think I'm going to go with 2-0 win. Southampton versus Ipswich next. 2 teams that have come up last season against each other again. I'm going to go with an Ipswich 1-0 win here. I think this is where they will get the result that they need to survive in the league, maybe. Obviously, we're way too soon into the season to think who's actually going to get relegated. But you can see where teams are going to start struggling and things like that. So these are the 2 teams that have good defences. But again, these are teams where Ipswich are very attacking, really get into teams, and that's what I think is going to be the difference in this one. I think they've got far better quality players getting forward than they do at Southampton. Southampton put up a big threat against United in the first 30 minutes, but once that penalty save happened against United, then it was game over for them. And I think the heads dropped too easily for Southampton, and if that happens against Ipswich, Ipswich are going to take advantage of it. The counter-attack from Ipswich, I think they will turn it around and try and get on the attack. If anybody saw the chance for Norrie Delap, the way that he drove the ball forward and then just hit the post in the last game, I think if he does that again in this game, it's going in. I don't think the Southampton defence can deal with that. So I'm going to go with a 1-0 win to Ipswich. Spurs versus Brentford now. And I'm going to go with another 1-0 win here. I'm going to go 1-0 to Spurs. And the reason for that is both teams are very good quality in terms of their attacking prowess, if you're going to say. But I think in terms of the defence, I think you've got to talk about Spurs' defence. They're a lot better than the Brentford teams. And players like Solanke may take advantage of the defence in Brentford. And I'm going to go with that 1-0. Spurs were unlucky to try and get a goal against Arsenal. They sat back and defended very, very well and took the counter in that game. But Spurs, they can do it. They will get the 3 points here. The last game on Saturday is Palace versus United. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win to United here. I think United have been doing very well. Rashford seems to be scoring. He did in the Carabao again twice. Garnacho looks alive. So will they get a goal? I think they can. I think Garnacho is going to score again in this game. And I think potentially we might have Højlund back in the side. He's back in full training alongside Mount. And it'd be nice to see Mount again, because I think we played very, very well with Mount in the side at the start of the season. The press that we did was unreal. I think some of the best football we've had in a couple of seasons in terms of the press. So if we can implement Mount into the squad again and potentially bring Ugarte in, as he's got his first start under him now in the Carabao. If we can do that, we're going to get the result. Obviously, we've got to look into the fact that they've got players like Mateta, Eze, who can go and get a goal. And that's down to the defence. Martinez has been great. Dallow's been great. De Ligt's been great. We got a clean sheet in the last 2 games and we scored 10 goals. So can United get that result? I'm hoping so, and I'm going to go with that 2-1 win. Next, we've got Brighton versus Forest. Obviously, we've already spoken about Forest going getting that shock win against Liverpool. But Brighton, they're showing a lot better quality this season than they did last season, especially defensively. I think they are a little bit better. However, Brighton grinded a result out against Ipswich. So I'm going to go with a 2-2 in this one. Obviously, confidence is going to be high for Forest. And Brighton, I think they're still unbeaten, Brighton, I think. So they could be in to stay undefeated if we get the 2-2 draw again. So I'm going to go 2-2 and see and any team could win this game. Last game now, the one you've all been waiting for, Manchester City versus Arsenal. And I'm going Manchester City. I think Manchester City this season have been unreal. More specifically, Haaland has been unreal. He's back to the way that he was in the first season, banging in hat-tricks, getting in braces every couple of games. So I think he scored 10 goals already in the Prem. 2 goals, 3 goals, 3 goals, 2 goals. Like, the guy is absolutely destroying the Premier League right now. And if that continues, then it's going to be nightmares for Arsenal, because if he gets another 2 or 3 goals this weekend, then it's game over for Arsenal, even just thinking about the title. So I think 1-0 Man City, and probably going to be Haaland on the score sheet again. As for Arsenal, obviously they did grind out the good result against Spurs. They defensively looks good. They've winning headers, things like that. So they can go and get the goal, and they can win this game. I just think Manchester City have got far too much at the minute, and the confidence is going to be high. And I think they're just going to run away with the league this year. They need to be fair. If these, obviously, this court case started this week, and obviously we don't know what's going to happen with those. But it's likely that they will get some sort of point deduction. I don't think it'll happen until next season, but they're going to need a lot of points this season if the point deduction comes in anytime this year. So they need to get all these results as much as they can. And you never know, they might still finish top. I do think they will win the league this year, though, like I've mentioned. So let's see what this match brings. This has been the Premier League preview. I hope you've enjoyed it, guys. Let me know your predictions on the games. Like I said before, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you on the next video, guys. Bye-bye.